Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, as always, thanks to the absolutely incredible contributions from all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new NECA Toys Catwoman from Channel 6 exclusive box set. Now, there's technically two releases of this. One that includes just this box set and the figures, and another set that I got, which includes a couple extra bonus items. Either way, this release was originally meant to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. But unfortunately, because of the past year and the whole pandemic, San Diego Comic-Con this past summer did not happen. So the folks over in NECA decided to do a release of this set through their own website. And the one that I picked up came with the extra bonus items. So coming down here to take a look at those first, regardless of what set you get, like I said, you get this box set with the figures. But what I chose to go with includes a couple extra little bonus things. Like you have a little patch here that's made in China of the Channel 6 logo. You can kind of see it there. It's the thing, you can't see it, the little Channel 6 logo that's on the building itself. So you get that little guy. You also do get a little pin, which is really nice. It's the Channel 6 news wagon. I have seen that, obviously, Super 7 is doing the Turtle Wagon. I feel like NECA could potentially do the Turtle Wagon as it appeared in the cartoon, because that's where they sort of keep their figures and things like that coming from. And I would be really surprised if they didn't take the opportunity to repaint it to give us just the news wagon. That would be kind of cool. It's also probably going to be very expensive. You also do get this really nice press pass. You can see, get that out of the way. It does say media credentials on there. It does have like a little clasp thing on there. Nothing too terribly specific or special or anything, but you just put that on there. You get a little relatively cheap feeling lanyard. But then a nice hard card here, Channel 6 News 1987 April O'Neil investigative reporter, and then press right there. The back here, it does say that it was made in China. So you do get that, which, again, that's really nice. You got a cool image of April right there. I do like that. This is kind of chintzy, honest. I mean, you can see kind of, first of all, how rippled and bumped up it is, because this entire set was basically just thrown in a box. There was like no padding or anything like that, so this moved around, more than likely crushing this occasionally, and you can see just how beat up that is. It does feel like it's fairly thin paper, like not even really good paper, but you can see rolling it out just how beat to shit. I apologize for the language, but, you know, we did pay an extra premium price for this. You could have done a little bit better of a job with something like this. You get a little bit of a poster thing here. It kind of recreates the front there, so if you wanted to, you can create a backdrop of sorts right there, which, you know, it just kind of like sits there if you wanted to use that. I mean, again, very chintzy. I mean, that's cool, but very, very cheap. You can even, I can see it in person, but like the rubber band, which was a little plastic stretchy thing, kind of has made it yellow around there. I don't really know how well that's going to come across, but you do get that. So it is what it is, but the primary draw of it is going to be this picture right here. I didn't bring it out here because I since worn it, and it's in the laundry, and it's probably put away. But there's a picture of me wearing it, so that's not bad. I mean, the extra price that you pay, I feel, is covered by the t-shirt and everything. I do like this. The pin is kind of cool. The patch is kind of, it is what it is, and this is just kind of lame, honestly. But what you can kind of do with all of that is kind of create a fun little thing right here with the package. You can see the Catwoman. Let me come up here. Catwoman from Channel 6. That was a really fun episode where, as you can see, April O'Neil turns into a cat, which is fun. really kind of a fun episode. You got a nice side image here of the Channel 6 news building thing right here on that side. Come around to the back. Real cool product shots. Those are actual images of the figures, which is fun, which does kind of reveal that we do get a new head sculpt for Vernon. We finally get a Irma figure as well as a Burn figure, which for me, that was kind of the biggest draw for it. While yes, this is a San Diego Comic-Con set, to my knowledge, both Irma and Burn are going to be released individually. But what makes this set kind of special, obviously, NECA does a tremendous job with the packaging. They always have. I give them tons of credit for that. You slide this up just like so. And on the inside here, you have what is done up to kind of be like a TV. You can see like the old dials that would be turned to actually change the channel and stuff. You got April O'Neil, the part of the Happy Hour News. That looks cool. I mean, that's almost, for me, that's almost like a thumbnail kind of thing. That's just fun. I dig that. Come around to the top side, nothing there. Come around to the bottom, nothing. Side here, Ninja Turtles. Side here, warnings and contact stuff, and basically people who develop and stuff. The back here again, you get images of throwing this all over the place. You got images of them, and the kind of cool thing is the diorama setup thing. So you can do something like this with that piece of paper, which creates kind of a bit of a diorama of the outside thing, but you come around here, flipping that around, and you can drop this down, and this is cool. I mean, I do really dig this. You can see that the bottom section basically creates almost like a news floor of sorts, and then you got the section with the figures and everything. Now, what does make this set, like I was talking about, pretty special, obviously the package is nice, but there's a lot of extra accessories that you're going to be getting with this, such as TV cameras, some studio lights, all that stuff that you're not going to be able to get any other way. I do not know if they've announced that they're going to be releasing the cat version of April later on, or even the new sculpts for Vernon, but I do know that these ones are going to be coming individually packed. So if you didn't get this set, don't worry, this is not the only way that you're going to be able to get these characters. Obviously, more information on that will be coming out in due time, but I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get these because for me, this kind of completes the main group of characters and almost represents potentially the end of my collecting of the NECA cartoon TMNT figures. I mean, there's a few other ones that are coming out that I'm interested in, but these are the ones that I really wanted. I mean, Mutagen Man, Ace Duck, those are all, those would be luxuries to get, and I know that we're getting them. If I saw them in a store, I might pick them up, but I really don't anticipate myself trying to go out and find them too hard. If they're there, I might get them. But this really does kind of represent basically the end for me. The only thing that would really push me over the edge where I really want to get it, like I said, would be either A, the Turtle Van, or B, the News Wagon. Both of those things, I feel like if they're going to do one, they're going to do the other. But those are like must-haves for me. But for the packaging on this, as you can see, absolutely gorgeous, I think. So without further ado, let's get these guys out here and see how cool they actually are. And here we have the NECA Toys, I guess, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set opened up and out of its packaging. First off, I do want to kind of showcase here that when you get it out of the box, you do have kind of another background. You can see it's the newsroom setup. You got the desk there, you got some like lights kind of put up there, you got the little floor and everything. But as per the other stuff, this is really, you can see, it's like completely warping. It is, again, very, very cheap. I wouldn't even say cardboard or paper. It's like maybe construction paper. I don't know. It's very, very thin. Really kind of unfortunate. You can't really do much with this, but you do have that if you're so inclined, and I did knock over another accessory. Now, as I talked about, this set is exclusive to what would have been San Diego Comic-Con, but now is just basically like an online exclusive. But as far as I know, all the figures are going to be individually released. But from what I gather, a lot of the main accessories in this set are not going to be included. primarily a lot of these studio sections here. So you got these really nice studio lights here. Again, the plastic quality on a lot of their stuff feels... I don't even know how to really describe it. If you have NECA figures, you know that brittle plastic feel. And it does make me nervous about pretty much all of the accessories because they all have that kind of thinness to them. They just feel brittle. And I've never liked it, but it is what it is. But you can see you do get 2 of these studio lights. Both of them are really very nice. Detail is fantastic. The light section here has a very nice white look to it. The rest of it has a very cool gray section. You got the plug right here. I love how they actually have a little plug. If it'll focus on it, you can actually see a little plug right there. That's kind of cool. A lot of great detail with some knobs and things of that nature. You can articulate it up and down. Don't really need to rotate it or anything because it's just on this stand, but you can like spin it around if you want to. So you do get 2 of these, and again, I don't believe any future releases of any of these figures are going to be coming with these. Then you also do get some Channel 6 news cameras. Now these are the big studio ones. We got some of the little shoulder ones previously, but this is the big studio camera. You can see you got the Channel 6 logo right there. Great color throughout the whole thing. Some darker grays, lighter grays, white, little red sections. Come around here, you do have a little panel right there with what would have been the screen. That would have been cool if they actually put something there, but it's just, you can see it's gray. There's nothing there. You do have some wires. You got a plug on this as well. You do have these little levers here that can articulate. Both of them can. This one's a little bit more stiff, so you can kind of articulate that around, but again, it's kind of pointless really to do because you got this bit here. I mean, I guess that's just kind of meant to maybe rotate it around. It doesn't actually rotate because again, you got like these little sections on the bottom which would be like wheels, so you can just pretend that you're moving it around of sorts. But very, very nice. Again, that articulation point there, both of them are identical, so you do get 2 of those. And again, great additional accessories that really do help with this set. It does make it kind of stand out, especially since I said we are going to be getting these in a future release. This does really kind of add to the overall value of this and make it, in my opinion, worth picking this up at this particular time. Now, coming in to take a closer look at the figures themselves, we do get a cat version of April O'Neil. Now, I remember the episode. I don't remember too much about it. She got transmutated or whatever into a cat. So what they did was gave us a darker color here for the hands. I'm trying to think. I don't know if those are the exact same hands, but the forearms are different colors. The rest of the skin coloring is also very dark color. So I guess this was the cat that kind of jumped in and got her to mutate. I'm assuming something like that. But you got a little kitty cat here with a articulated tail, articulated head. It's on a ball joint. Little cute little kid. Meow, 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 meow. So you do get that little guy. You also do get a little wind-up mouse. Again, great detail on this. We'll bring April back in here, but you see great detail with that, with the little wind-up section right there. Now, April, this is an interesting one. I really feel like they had the opportunity to give us a better April O'Neil. The joints are kind of stuck in this, so I'm not going to overdo anything. This is the previous version. Body is basically the same, except they did put a tail on this one. This one is also kind of got like this little bendy wire, so you can kind of articulate that around. That's cool. I like that little attention to detail. Pretty much everything else, though, is the same. I'm trying to look at the color. Color maybe is a little bit darker in the back, but you can see that the skin coloring has been darkened because she is, that's supposed to be like fur on her, and then the arms are also different. But you also do have this brand new head sculpt. Now, this is one thing that I was talking about, that it really would have been nice if they gave us a completely alternate head sculpt to kind of go along with this, because this April is relatively hard to get. Now, they've talked about re-releasing her, maybe doing another one, but you can see just how comically big this head is compared to this one. Honestly, zooming in so that we can get a good look at that, you can definitely see that this one's proportion is much smaller than the regular version of April, and that's definitely a downside. I think that the head sculpt looks great on this. Far better, in my opinion, than this one. It's just proportionally really bad. You can just see how hilariously big it is. I mean, even when you look at the side, I mean, it's just, they're literally, it almost looks like I'm doing a forced perspective thing, but they are literally ridiculously different in terms of the sizing. I'm not a big fan of that original one. All the articulation is the exact same. It is a little bit more stiff on this one, so I don't know if I really want to force too much. There we go. Kind of just get that to kind of bend. You can see that she does have that collar on there. I want to say that had something to do with the episode. I don't remember 100%. So basically just a slight retool of that previous one. So it's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's not bad. And hopefully we do get another April figure in the future that does give us a better proportion for her. Next up is a brand new figure. We got Irma. She comes with her, I don't even remember this dude's name, but he was the little crush that she had, but you get a little picture on it. Why is that not? It's very dark. But you got a very cartoonish looking picture of her man right there. She also does come with a couple extra hands. And then in that episode where Vernon actually was mutated into a rat thing, she also got mutated. So all you do is you pop the head off just like so. You can take that, pop this on just like that. And then that's kind of bobbleheadish. Maybe I didn't have that all the way down. I'm trying to be careful because, again, I'm kind of worried about the materials here. So let's see. That's not really getting in there all that well. Yeah, something like that. And then you do have these extra arm sections here that you can see are going to plug in there. So this part here just kind of unpegs. There we go. Pull that off, and then you can put the little mouse one on there. It just pegs in there, and you can have that, and you can have her being the little mouse thing, much like Vernon did. You can see great detail here as well. The mouth on this one does open. The hair does have a little bit of articulation, but great detail on this entire thing. I like how they got the glasses on there. That's really cool too as part of the actual sculpt. So that's really quite impressive. And then all that to get that head on, and I'm just going to pull her head off again anyhow. So put that back on. There we go. That one pops on in there. But great detail on her. You can see that she does have her very classic look with the little turtleneck, with the skirt, everything. You got the shoes and the very, I don't even know if these are socks or whatever, but they go up really high. Gorgeous figure, though. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, a A-list character that took a very long time to come to us, and I'm glad that we finally have her. You gotta have Irma. Irma was April's, like, other than the turtles, was her best friend and was always there with her, always supporting her, and it would have been a damn shame if they never did an Irma figure. So I'm super happy that they did, and I think that it turned out really very, very nicely. All the articulation basically is still there, although you got a little ball joint up here. The hips really don't get a lot of range of motion because the skirt is there, and that kind of limits things. So in general, great looking figure, not a lot of articulation, but realistically, you're just going to have her standing there looking all Irma-ish. So that works for me. Now for Burn and Vernon, starting off first with Vernon here, you do see he comes with, and I don't remember this girl's name. It was like his little love interest. It just looks like a Barbie doll, to be totally honest. Both of these kind of just look like cartoon sort of things, so it's kind of a weird thing. But you do get that little picture. You also do get several additional hands in addition to the fisted ones. He does have some weird, I don't even know, some weird clutching hands there. You have some fists here that are done in a slightly different shape, so you can have them hold some different accessories. He comes with a phone, really nice. I love this old rotary style phone, which most people don't even know what that is, but you would have to put your finger in there, rotate it around, then wait for it to go back, and then put another one in there. And so, super fun. I love how they even have the little button right there. That's actually painted white because you would hang it up, and that would turn it off, basically. You would pick it up, and then you hear the dial tone, which most people don't even know what dial tones are. But you also have some nice paint on the receiver itself. That looks really cool. The wire here is a rubbery material, so I like that that's articulated of sorts, although you can't really pose it or anything. But nice, classic, like I said, rotary phone. He also does come with, I'm assuming it's a bowl of turtle soup, because he's always talking about how the turtles are going to be, or he's going to make turtle soup out of them. Vernon was kind of like the J. Jonah Jameson character of Ninja Turtles, in the fact that he always thought they were like a menace and kind of troublemakers and things like that. So you do get this, although it looks more like slime than anything, and then you get a spoon, so you can drink some soup with that. Now, both of these guys also do come with these little mutated turtles, and honestly, I don't remember. I remember seeing them in the show, but I don't remember the details behind them, though. But what's great is, as you can see, this guy's a little shorter. He's kind of fatter, whereas Vernon is a little bit taller and a little bit more skinny, kind of representative of the actual characters themselves. I love that. You can see he's a very grouchy looking dude right there. You got the kind of coif in his hair, very much like Vernon does with that hairstyle. You got a really large nose because he's got a very large nose. I love these little throwbacks. These are really fun ones to kind of include with a set like this. He also does come with an alternate portrait. Now, most of the time, he was yelling at April or Irma or Vernon, any of them. He was constantly yelling at people. This is a little bit of a smirk. Maybe he's, checking out his little lady friend. What's up, baby? How you doing? So you can pop that off. It's just on a ball joint, but great detail, as you can see. This is going to be the head sculpt that I use, though. This is fine. Looks fantastic. But this is the one that I love. Now, while all of these ones did have vintage figures, and for the most part, they all looked fairly close, his vintage figure was fairly different. It kind of depicted him as kind of a slob that had like grease and dirt stains on his shirt and everything. This is obviously more representative of how he actually looked in the cartoon. And I think they did a tremendous job. An all new body here, much like Irma's. There's no reused parts on this. Great paint detail. You do have that darker shading on the back, lighter here in the front. You have his tie. You have a little pen right up there. Sleeves rolled up, looking really cool. And again, great detail with the sculpt of the head. I mean, they nail it. From time to time, they mess up in terms of like releases and things like that, but the work that they do is phenomenal. I can't criticize them for that. Paint QC, figure QC, all of that stuff I feel like you can fairly criticize, but when you just look at them, these are great figures. They're really very, very well done. First articulation, his head is on a ball joint, as you can see. You can kind of get looking left and right, side to side. Not so much up and down. You get a little bit of it, but not a ton. You do have the pin hinge joints here for the actual shoulders. Same thing going on with the elbow, although the rotation is a little bit limited because the cuff of his shirt, so you can pull his hand off. You can't really rotate it around because you can see it's indented there. So you can rotate it, but you're not really going to get a lot of range of motion with it because the cuff of his shirt is meant to go in that direction. So it kind of fits. You could see that the hands just pop in and out. Just put that in there. Is it? Oh yeah, he does have the little hinge section, the rotation bit right there. Does have a very large ball joint at his very large belly. And one thing that I love about it is the fact that it kind of hangs over. I think that's really cool looking. His legs, though, are a little bit weird. You got the ball joint up here, and you have the rotation. Now, as you can see, his knees are pointing forward. This is pointing forward. But his feet go off on an angle. You can't rotate these here. Not as far as I can tell. And that really sucks. And I don't want to damage or anything like that. But you can see when you have them straight like that, the feet kind of go off on the side, and that's kind of annoying, to be honest. I mean, I guess it's okay because it kind of fits with the character, but I don't understand why one can kind of be more straight than the other one. You can see how far off that one is on the side. I don't know if that's a QC thing. If you guys have this set, let me know if your burn figure's foot kind of goes off on the side there. But you do have a double joint here at the knee, although is that one's fairly stuck, so I don't want to. And the bottom on that one's stuck, so we're just going to leave those alone. And then you do have the hacky sack pose there in the forward and back, but again, the ugly paint thing. I don't know why they couldn't have sculpted that ball section in a brown color. It really makes no sense, and I honestly I don't get some of their decision making stuff, but. There you have Vernon, and again, when you have to kind of fiddle with his feet to get him to stand, that's kind of annoying. You see, he kind of wants to lean back there. So it does get a little bit frustrating with that weird foot thing on him. But, you know, and you can see, like, it kind of just, I don't know. I don't know why it's like that, but there he is. Now, for Vernon and his accessories, 2 new head sculpts. I absolutely love it. You do have one that is blindfolded. I'm not entirely sure, again, where this came from. Maybe in the episode where him and Irma were captured by the Rat King. It's kind of what I'm thinking with this, and then they got mutated into that. So I think definitely that is a good guess for this. A great sculpt on this as well. But this is the one that I think a lot of people really wanted. This is the one that we got initially with the Rat King. And as you can see, he's kind of smirking, looking all like cocky and coy and everything. But this is how I think of him. This, like, I am terrified look. This is what I think when I think of Vernon. So I absolutely love this new updated head. That is the head that I'm going to use. And in fact, this is the figure that I'm going to use because as you can see, the colors are also a little bit different. Whereas April's was basically the same, you can see that his is a lot more dulled down of a shirt. You can also see he's got a little bit more bluish of a tie, whereas the original one here is a bit more gray. And then when you look at the pants, these are a very dark navy blue. These ones are more light blue. You got that same kind of fade here in the back, but I think that this is a little bit more accurate looking. This is not a bad figure by any stretch of the imagination. Not at all. But I just think that they toned in, get it, tone, but they dialed in the paint job a little bit better with this guy. Obviously, you can swap out the heads and everything because they're all the exact same. So now, essentially, we have 3 regular Vernon heads, and then you have the rat one. So that's kind of cool. I do dig that. But there's your comparison with that guy. For his accessories, he comes with some extra hands. You got a pointy one. You got a holding one. Or, well, like, 3 holding ones. You also do get, obviously, his little turtle. You also have a boom mic, which is great. This is a more rubbery material that you can actually open, and if you wanted to put something in there, you could, but you have him able to hold this kind of mic section up that is articulated right up there, has a nice wire that connects the two. And then I actually really like this accessory. He comes with a headphone thing, which he was really wearing a lot, and you can just put that right over there. Fits on there beautifully. I think that turned out really nice. It's very simple, but a lot of times you would see him kind of utilizing that. So, and then the finger, is perfect. Like action or action. That's his. That's my impression, I should say, of him. Yes, because my name is Vernon, and I'm the best reporter here at Channel 6 News. I mean, that's a bad impression, but overall, this set is great. It really is. Now, don't fear, as I've talked about before, these figures are going to be, at least these figures are going to be coming out individually. So I'm very excited about that. Although, I mean, I already have them, so I don't know what you're going to change or do. These two, April, I'm kind of on the, I'm kind of indifferent to her. It was a fun episode, if memory serves, but I just, honestly, I don't remember too much. You can see, like, yeah, it just kind of gums up that paint. That is just hideously ugly right there. I'm not a big fan of how they did that. So it's like, it is what it is type of a thing. I mean, I'm not overly enthusiastic about that. The Vernon figure, I'm really surprised about. I'm really happy that they did the new head sculpts with him. I think that turned out great. Gives a much more kind of cartoon accurate look for him, just because he was always terrified. So I think they did a great job with it. At a price of, like I said, I want to say that it was $75 for the exclusive set that includes that T-shirt, the little patch, all that kind of stuff. $175 for that, I think, is a pretty good value. But now, as I said, this was their kind of online Comic-Con exclusive thing, so unfortunately this set has long been sold out. But I still wanted to show this set off because these figures are definitely going to be coming. And for me, as I talked about, this is probably going to be one of the last sets that I get. Now, I know I think they just announced that they are going to be doing the Neutrinos. That's definitely going to be a set or a group of characters that I need to get. You got to have the Neutrinos. If they do something like the Party Wagon, maybe the News Wagon, things like that, those are pieces I'll probably add as well. But for the most part, I'm done with my cartoon figures. I don't have much of an interest in anything else that they have coming out. I don't need another Rock Soldier. Ace Duck is cool, but I'm not super desperate to find them. The Mutagen Man would be a fun one, but you gotta get somebody else with them. I don't remember who it is. So it's like, there's definitely a few figures out there that if I see them, I might pick them up, but I'm not really gonna make much of the concerted effort to try and find them. But beyond that, guys, there you go. There's my look at the new NECA Toys Catwoman from Channel 6 set. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. And as always, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.